Good afternoon, thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. Senior Chief SHAKUMBILA publicly campaigns for President Edgar Lungu and PF. MDC vows to act as 2021 electorate spoilers. Join with the Midday News in detail after this commercial.
2021 has been described as a highly politically charged year. This is because every 5 years the country goes to the polls, and that 5 years elapses with only a few months remaining down to the ballot. The battlefield to appear on the ballot is becoming fertile. A lot of people are expressing interest of appearing on the ballot.
In all this, our interest is to put the duty bearers, the leaders, and those aspiring to task by asking the relevant questions.
If you're an aspiring candidate, be it councillor, mayor, or member of parliament, get in touch with us to get yourself on the verdict.
We go beyond speculation in dealing with policy and governance issues. The right questions are asked to help you make a verdict.
For more details, you can call us on 0962 965883, 0979 753010, or email us info@camnettvafrica.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us on Camnet TV
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 17:45 hours
on a new program dubbed The Verdict.
Remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel. And now the Midday News in detail. Cement prices in the country are expected to reduce by 21% following interventions by the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (CCPC) in the cartel by cement producers to hike prices. CCPC Director Restrictive Business Practice Luyamba Mpamba says the commission has fined Lafarge Zambia PLC and Sinoma Cement Limited 10% of their annual turnover for the year of 2019 and 2020 for price fixing and division of markets.
Is the backbone of socio-economic development and one of government's key priority area in the 7th National Development Plan. While the construction industry is very important for Zambia's economic growth, cement industry plays a vital part of infrastructure development and employment creation. However, investigations by the Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (CCPC) has revealed that 3 cement companies, among them Lafarge Zambia PLC, Sinoma Cement and Dangote Cement Zambia Limited, are believed to have formed a cartel to hike cement prices in the country. Zambezi Portland Cement Limited has since been exempted from the cartel after it was established that it was not part of the cement cartel. Lafarge Zambia and Sinoma Cement have since been fined 10% of their annual turnover for the year 2019 and 2020 for price fixing and division of market, while Dangote Cement Zambia Limited has been granted full leniency for having cooperated with the commission during investigations. CCPC has since directed that cement prices in the country be reduced by almost 21% per 50 kg bag of cement.
And Consumer Protection Commission has fined Lafarge Zambia PLC and Mpande Limestone Limited 10% of their annual turnover for the years 2019 and 2020 respectively. Dangote Cement Zambia Limited was granted leniency for them having assisted in the investigations that the commission was undertaking, and as a result they received full immunity from the fines that have been granted by the board. The board has ordered Lafarge Zambia PLC, Dangote Cement Zambia Limited and Mpande Limestone Limited to also revert to their pre-cartel prices that range between $4.50 and $5 per bag for the period of 1 year from the date of receipt of the board decision.
The board has also ordered the 3 cement companies to develop and implement compliance programs in their respective firms within 90 days of receiving the board's directive.
Additionally, that Lafarge Zambia PLC, Dangote Cement Limited and Mpande Limestone need to submit monthly average ex-works prices and any price adjustments. Therefore, the fixing of cement prices by the 3 companies and setting various trading conditions amongst themselves undermined a competitive market which has been detrimental to consumers. The board would also like to take this opportunity to warn the businesses that engage in any anti-competitive tendencies or practices out there in the market to desist from such conduct.
Meanwhile, Lafarge Zambia has told Camnet News in a statement that it is surprised to learn that CCPC has concluded that it contravened the Competition and Protection Act, saying it has cooperated with the Commission throughout its investigation by providing numerous details, submissions, documents and testimonies. The cement company says it has consistently denied the Commission's allegation of it engaging in restrictive business practice in cement sector. Lafarge, however, says it intends to exercise its right to appeal the decision by CCPC. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Senior Chief Shakumbila of Shibuyunji District in Central Province through Senior Headman Owen Shiluwe Shachele has publicly announced his support for President Edgar Lungu and the ruling Patriotic Front PF ahead of the 2021 general elections. Speaking during the installation of Senior Head Woman Chinchebu in Shibuyunji District Wednesday, the traditional leader through his representative emphasized the need for Ho Izindunas to work with the government of the day. Chief says working with government is the only surest way of attracting development. Meanwhile, the newly installed head woman has pledged to continue lobbying for development for her people.
Traditional leadership endorsing the candidature of President Edgar Lungu have become rampant of late, especially as the political temperature gets high. While this has received widespread condemnation, that traditional leaders, due to their widespread rulership, command many people with different political interests, hence they should not be partisan. This has fallen on deaf ears. Wednesday morning, Senior Chief Shakumbila of Shibuyunji District Central Province says there is nothing strange about traditional leaders working with the government of the day. The traditional leader was speaking during the installation of Senior Head Woman in Chinchebu village. During his installation speech, the traditional leader asked the new head woman to ensure that her area is peaceful. Senior Chief Shakumbila was speaking through his representative, Owen Shiluwe Shachele.
The rest of you as the village headmen and women, we are not politicians. Atimevo, ababa bama village headmen tatuliba chigama politics, but we work with the government of the day. Atiswebo tubelega ahurumende ili avulero chino chindi. That's why somebody called me kumbuyo kujatiwa ili vitende vapera. I am not afraid. Ati umwandita kumabali wamba utino hitenge iliwa wambuti. We are not afraid. Tatu yowe te. The Republican president. Oh, you can bongo musori sent to assist us and empower us. Ato yubona kutugwanya alimwa kutuyumia muri himwi. This phone 2 days ago, I saw something on this phone. Ati gufoni njoba jesi ya mazuba indo viro.
The senior chief also cautioned the new head woman from giving land to foreigners once she attains full authority of her position.
Of land. Where traditional land is concerned is our best right. If our forefathers sold this land, we are not going to be here today. But you headmans, you are the people creating a fight between the chief and the DC. If me had land to sell, if I had land to sell myself here.
Speaking at the same event, Shibuyunji District Commissioner Jairo Simkoko says land is an important part of the country's governing system and should be owned by indigenous Zambians.
The office is very open. We partner with the traditional leadership, with the Edman Chinchebu to ensure that Chinchebu develop. We do not work in a vacuum. We work in the villages, in the chiefdoms, and we are part of the chiefdoms. We are subject. I'm also a subject. Is shared equally. We need investors.
tuyanda ibantu baleta lusumpuko.
But they should share with our people equally, not to come and chase them from the land. No.
Ati tuete kwabana ija antomwe ikuleka kuti bantu chimindi kwa kubatanda.
So please, Mama head woman.
Ati bamama ba head woman.
People of Chinchewu first.
Bantu bana Chinchewu ija kutanguna.
Bape kwenika bakali abot.
Mubape, give them land to be safe.
Then after that, ngamapa basibuko.
Ati na kuzwa wao ingamawapa basibuko.
Tutatangi bantu.
Twarumba.
Meanwhile, newly installed head woman Jane Maunda says her focus will be to unite her subjects.
My father, the senior chief SHAKUMBILA, because he's the one who is keeping her. If I don't give respect to him, to the senior and the chief, the headmanship can depart. Thank you for the people or for the entourage from Lusaka. Those who have brought the Kitenge materials. Our father, the president EDGAR Chakwa LUNGU.
Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News.
In other news, the Movement for Democratic Change has vowed to spoil the vote for the PF and UPND during the August 12th general elections. Party Secretary General Lucky Mulusa says they want to make sure that none of the two political parties meets the 50% plus one threshold in the first round so that they can have the muscle to negotiate. Mr. Mulusa told a media briefing that it will be suicidal for the two major political parties to undermine the potential and influence the MDC has on the political scene. He has since discouraged voting based on tribal lines by the electorate, saying Zambians should vote for people who can deliver and not otherwise. Mr. Mulusa says his party will put in place a strong and credible team with the capacity to revive the local economy and deliver inclusive national developments once voted into power. At the same briefing, the party announced the remaining appointments to the National Governing Council.
The Movement for National Democratic Change, led by Felix Mutati, does not want to be a pushover in this year's general election. On paper, the contest seems to be between the opposition United Party for National Development and the governing Patriotic Front, but it is worth noting that other contenders will also get a fair share of votes, although the final say belongs to Zambians. The MDC, which prides itself as an alternative to the ruling PF and UPND, has vowed to be a force to reckon with. They claim to have the capacity to put up a team that would help steer the country to greater heights by reviving the local economy and facilitating inclusive national development. MDC General Secretary Lucky Mulusa said they will make sure that they split the vote to ensure that none between the PF and UPND gets the 50% plus one threshold in the first round, so that they could be among deciding entities on who will form the next government.
And for us as MDC, much as we might be late on the political landscape, we'll make sure that none of the two leading political parties get it the first time around, so that they can then talk to us. And we are going to induce values in governance. We are going to induce values in governance to say, okay, fine, you want to work with us? Corruption out. Meritocracy in. We are not going to allow a situation where a minister says, I'm the #1 bootlicker, and everybody claps. Rubbish. We're not going to do that. You realize that the global cake.
At the same briefing, the party announced the remaining appointments to the National Governing Council, and Mr. Mulusa has a word of advice to Zambians.
To urge you, the Zambians, never ever again to vote on the basis of a political party. vote on the basis of individuals that are put forward. If you vote on the basis of the individuals that are put forward, it means that our parliament will be a congregation of our best Zambians that would have put themselves forward. If you vote on the basis of a political party, then you are going to have wrong characters sneaking through to just drink tea for 5 years, and you get nothing in return.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. Senior Chief SHAKUMBILA publicly campaigns for President EDGAR LUNGU and PF. MDC vows to act as 2021 electoral spoilers. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.